1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and it's us again. How
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Oh my goodness. It's like already Monday and it feels like Monday was just yesterday.
Yeah, I know. It came really fast. So we already got people chiming in. We got people coming in from Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, and Mixcloud. So we got several people joining us today. We've got a very special group, a conjunto group, and they call Texas their home. But these guys are a little special because they come from all over, right?
Well, actually, no. Okay, so I'm just going to let them talk because you know what? They're so much better at talking about themselves than I am. But they are on the CHR record label. So I am super stoked to call them label mates. And not only that, but I am co-owner of CHR Records, which is super awesome. So I get to hear all of their amazing music before anybody else. So I feel super special. And I mean, you guys are just going to love them. They're just that awesome.
All right. So without further ado, since you are label mates, go ahead and introduce them. Who are we bringing on today?
We have Los Volcanes de Eddie Rodriguez.
Yeah. Oh, we're bouncing all over the place. Hey, there's the guys. I told you there were several of them. Hey, so real quick before we get lost, who is who? I know who Eddie is, and I think I met the one on the furthest to Eddie to your left.
To my left, somebody over there.
To your right. The video is flipped on my screen, so sorry. Okay. So, Eddie, raise your hand. All right, Eddie. Who's to your right?
So, this is Sean Rodriguez. He is he also produces our music here, and we're coming to you from Seattle, Washington, and Volcanes Studios.
Seattle, Washington. No. That's not a joke, is it?
See, that's why I told you they were going to introduce themselves. Watch.
That's Seattle, Washington, of course, man. Seattle, Washington is a cool place. I'm just kidding. So
my son's Sean.
Uh-huh.
And then there's Sarah Fonseca. She's one of our lead vocalists.
Mm-hmm.
And Mario Coronado.
All right, Mario.
In case you forgot, you just never know, right?
No, he's just so cool. He doesn't need a last name.
Yeah, I should have said.
He's well known.
It's like Prince, just Mario. That's
Alfredo Rios, hey, the lone musician. He says, "Hello, hey, how you doing, Alfredo?"
Hi, Alfredo.
Thanks a lot for joining us, buddy. So y'all are chiming in from Michigan, but that doesn't discount y'all. Let's just to make it clear. First of all. Even though y'all are label mates with Ilda Lamas, that doesn't mean that's not the reason that y'all got on here. We did reach out to y'all to bring y'all on here. She didn't have we got to have. I mean, we want you on here because we like the music. And actually, I interviewed you, Eddie, at the Radio Gala. Yeah, we talked, and I have the interview. It's on the YouTube channel for those of y'all that want to see it, and also on Facebook. I mean, on Facebook, and also on my on the website. So I did interview you. You are here because on your own merits. It's not because somebody said, "Hey, we got to get them on there." It's on your own merits. So first of all, let's get that clear. Secondly, Tejano music is a groove. It is a sentiment. It does not mean that you have to be from Texas in order to play it. People have that confused. As a matter of fact, when it started out as the Chicano movement. It's just that most of them that were playing it were actually from Texas. That's the only reason they started calling it Tejano music in the first place. So with those two things being said, it's me, Sican. It's me, Sican. Instead, yeah, it's a Mets you can. I can't. So it's cool that you guys are here, and I really want to get that out of the way, that y'all guys are here on your own merit, not because somebody sit there and said, "Hey, y'all got to get on there."
We're here to have some fun tonight.
That's right. So, and it's cool that y'all guys are chiming in. So, what time is it over there, by the way? Y'all guys are like, what, 3 hours behind us?
2 hours behind you.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, so you guys are really, really cool. So here, let me write this down before I start calling people different names real quick. So I'm serious. I'm already confused because I'm already looking, and I was like, no, Lawrence, you're not going to do this one. You're going to have to write everybody's name. Yes, I'm already messing it up already. I was like, no, no, no. I'm already screwing it up. Okay, so it's Sean, Eddie, Sean, right?
Sarah, yeah,
Sarah
Sarah, and Mario.
and Mario. Okay, Mario. Okay, I know. Okay, cool. See, I was close. I got two right. All
Two
right,
out of four is not bad. That's 50. Okay.
right. It's not
It's
bad.
not passing, but hey.
Okay, so y'all got a new single that's out that's pretty awesome, right? Well, I don't say right like it's a new thing. It's of course it is. It's an awesome song, and it's que padre es la vida, right? Something like that.
That's not the latest one, but yeah, that's one of our singles that is out right now. Yes.
Uh huh. Because well, I mean, that's the one that stood. That's the one that stood out for me when I heard it. I was like, yeah, that
Me
one
too.
sounds. Huh?
Me too.
Yeah, it sounds really good. And y'all have a cumbia that's out there that's really
Yes.
clean too. So,
Estoy tocando.
yeah. And so, which one's your latest one that you have? Let me make sure that I
Porque
have.
estoy tocando.
Yeah, okay. So that's the one that I was talking about as well. So that's cool. I mean, so why conjunto? Because first of all, it's it's conjunto is like a kind of a totally different flavor in itself. But why did y'all
Right.
pick kind of more of the conjunto style?
So let's go back a little bit in history. So we started the band. First of all, I am from Brownsville, Texas.
Yeah.
So I'm not from Seattle.
Mhm,
All my family come from Brownsville. We were all born in Texas.
mhm.
We migrated up here back in the 60s, in the late 60s, because my father got hired by a famous aerospace company up here. So that's how we wound up here in Seattle. So that's where, but going back to my Brownsville roots, my folks were dance promoters
Oh, cool.
in the 60s. They would hire anywhere from Gilberto Perez, Tony Rosa, Ruben Bella, all of those musicians. I honestly, at 6, 7 years old, they would come to our house and have uh, dinner or before an event, dinner, whatever you want to call it, lunch. And I got to mingle with all of those musicians as a kid. So that's where I picked up from the conjunto style of music. I picked up from those icons.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's where conjunto is really prominent. It's down in the Valle,
yes.
and I've done a lot of. I'm actually working right now on a documentary, and a lot of the people that I interview down there are mostly doing conjunto music, which is not a bad thing. It's just that that's generally the predominant song music choice down there,
Exactly.
which is really cool. But now Sean and Sarah and Mario, y'all guys are relatively younger than Eddie.
Yes.
A
So
lot
what-
younger, man. Let me tell
I wasn't trying to insult him. You said that, Mario. Don't say
you.
anything to me.
Seasoned.
I said relatively. I'm trying to be nice here. Come
I
on,
know.
man. Y'all guys are way younger than me because I'm older than Greg. I went to the prom with Moses, man. We rode on dinosaurs together. That's how old I
Hey,
am.
still
so,
had 8 tracks in this entonces, man.
so what got y'all interested in participate? How did y'all get together? Because y'all are, it's good. It's not bad. It's interesting though. I would want to know why y'all got motivated to join Eddie on his quest. Because music is music. Music is universal, by the way. It lasts forever. So what got y'all interested in performing conjunto music, Tejano conjunto music?
Well, the band within the last 3 or 4 years, Sean has decided, which is, he produces our music. He's always wanted a keyboard player. And we've just struggled to get a keyboard player. First of all, there's not many musicians, believe it or not, up here that play this style of music. So it's kind of hard, and it's few and far between finding musicians to do this kind of stuff up here.
Hmm.
So Mario and I have prior history. So he's been with, this is his second bout with the band. Uh, and back when he came in, was the first time was in the 90s. So we started progressing and kind of started spreading our wings and started changing and out of the conjunto scene into a more of a progressive sound with the keyboards and the accordion together.
Right.
Thank God that Mario has been here for quite some time. He's been with other bands before he came to this band, so he's got history in Oregon. He's got roots over in Oregon as well with his family. Sarah, about I want to say 10 years ago, came into the band as well. So we found out about Sarah through some friends of ours, and found out that she was very talented in her vocals abilities. So we invited her to come and join the band. So when we say we're a conjunto band, I want to say, yeah, that's how we started, but we're more of a conjunto progressive band
Yeah.
now, with the keyboards, and with different styles, different genres of music. You were talking about the singles that we've released. We've also released some original songs that Mario has brought to the band, and been successful with the band. So we're going through a little bit of a change, but we just need to be, you know, more a little bit more patient, because I have heard about the drastic changes last year. We were on the road a lot, and I did hear about the drastic changes. First of all, I started when I started recording. I lucky enough, I got picked up by a major label, which is Hacienda Records was a major label in its time.
Uh-huh.
So I was lucky enough to get picked up by them and signed by my good friend, Mr. Rick Garcia, who Hilda probably knows him.
Yeah.
Maybe just a
Sort of-
little bit. His
sort of,
name
kind of.
sounds familiar.
Yay!
Just
So we got picked up
A
by
little bit more.
Hacienda. Actually, we did a couple of bouts with him. I stopped recording for a while. I started recording back up about 2003-ish, something like that. That's when Sean came into the picture, and I wanted to do different projects with my son, of course. Lo and behold, 2 years later, he's up for an award through the Tejano Music Awards, and he gets Percussionist of the Year. So the band has been successful. We did our bout at the Neil Diamond thing. I don't know if you guys heard about that. Probably Hilda probably let you in on doing a bout at the Grammys
Mm-hmm.
in California. So we've got that under our belt, and we got to go and perform for the Grammys with the help of none other than Neil Diamond. So he's helped us out quite a bit. My shout outs to Neil Diamond, great friend.
That's pretty cool, because when I found out, I was like, far. They play conjunto real far. That's where they are. They play
Yeah.
conjunto real far.
Yes.
Me, I like to listen to them too. No, just kidding. I'm just making this crap up. Anyway,
I'm gonna kind of take the back seat now, and I'm gonna let Mario and Sarah do their thing, and how they come to the band, and what they're doing right now. Go ahead, Mario.
Okay, I was going to defer to Sarah. But
Yeah.
There you go. Hey,
No, when you only have one name, like you go first.
yeah, you
Yeah,
go.
that's right. I got one name. There you go. No, like Eddie said, this is my second tour of duty with Los Volcanes. I was with Eddie back in the 90s, and I think I must have been about 5 at that time. You know, so, yeah, I spent a couple years with them. Went off, kind of did my own thing for a little while, like Eddie was saying. Played with a few other local bands and stuff. And it's probably just within the past 2 years, maybe 2.5 years, that I've come back. What was only supposed to be just like a quick trip to help with like 1 or 2 gigs turned into, you got me, you can't get rid of me now. So. But it's been good. It's been good to come back. I had kind of lost interest in a little bit of the music for a little bit, but coming back, it's sparked a new passion, especially working with Sean. Sean is really great to work with, and really easy to collaborate with. So, like Eddie was talking about, we're, even though conjunto's at the root of it, we're leaning towards more of a progressive feel, especially with the addition of the sax and keyboards. But we're trying to keep the heart of it, though, right? Like you were saying earlier. There's a soul, there's a foundation that Tejano/Conjunto is meant to be. Geographically, it's indifferent, right?
Correct.
It's about the heart, it's about the culture, it's about the people, it's about the music, and
Right.
that's what makes Tejano music, right? And that's what we're trying to do up here in Seattle, up in the Northwest. And so, coming back to play with Eddie, and even having Sarah, come back into the band, it's really been good. It's been a great opportunity, and I'm really super excited for what's coming down the pipeline, even just with some of the stuff we have in work that hasn't been released yet. You guys will get a chance to taste a little bit of that later this year. So, yeah, looking forward to what's coming down, and it's great to be back.
Well, I will tell you this, and the only reason I sit there and I said about the conjunto because I was kind of more thinking along the Mejores Sin Ti song that y'all had, or Amorcito Chiquito, isn't it, or something?
Oh
Like
yeah,
Yes.
Morcito
you know,
Chiquito.
All
Yeah,
great
yeah,
songs
that
that we've done in the past. Yeah.
yeah, that was kind of stuff that y'all done in the past, and I was listening to that, and I was like, okay, they got a nice flavor. But some of the newer stuff, and I was like, wow, this is progressing. This is different, And there's nothing wrong with change. Let's get that out of the way. There's absolutely nothing with the evolution. Evolution is good,
yeah,
and there's nothing wrong with that, and it's just showing a different side of you, which is great when you get to express yourself differently. I think that's one of the things that I really admire about Ilda is because you know, when I first heard Hilda, she was doing her Christmas album, and we played that to nauseum at one point.
Because Christmas is awesome and Christmas music is the best.
No, it's just kidding. But no, I mean, that's how I knew her. And then when I started hearing it, was mostly the soul and the country kind part. And now she's doing like a lot of different progressive Tejano and stuff like that. And which is great when you're spreading your wings and enjoying your musicality, which is what we're supposed to do, right? We're supposed to spread and try to touch as many people as we can. And that's wonderful, especially when you're coming from and able to add on the different flavors that you feel up in Washington. I didn't know, honestly, I was up until about maybe 15 years ago, I was always touring, and because I started out doing in Tejano music, I started out with mostly the computer side, and then I started doing running sound, and I was a sound engineer for a long time. I went on tour with a lot of different bands, and most of it was in Texas because we have a lot of places we can play here in Texas.
Right.
And then when I started touring outside of Texas, and they were taking me places like to Chicago. And they said, like, we're going to play in Minnesota. And I was like, Minnesota? There's no Mexicans in Minnesota. There's like two black people in Minnesota, and that's Kirby Puckett and Prince. And that was it. But no, there was like people, I didn't realize how much our people exist, everywhere. We take that in recompense without understanding that we're a conglomerate everywhere. I'm Native American, and you know people are like they they don't realize that Native Americans exist everywhere. So, and here in Texas, I'm a Mexican. In Florida, I was a Cuban. In New York, I was a Puerto Rican. So I go to California, I'm a Mexican again. I was like, well, okay, so. But my name is Michuampia Chelo, so where do I go with that one? So it's
you
gonna.
got the fold out on the driver's license, no?
I know it's like, hey, check it out. This is me right now. This is me. This is me. So anyway, but that's cool, and I really do appreciate the music, though. That's the one thing. As long as you have an appreciation for music and the goodness of the music, that's really that's all there is to it. Now, Sarah, as the vocalist, what brought you into the group? Because this is another thing too. Skirting on the edges of conjunto and even playing some conjunto music, not a lot of women, especially even here in Texas, not a lot of women sing conjunto music. And even now, even though there is a big, huge influx of women, female artists, and that's a majority of the new artists that are here, and they are, especially now, they're getting the respect that they deserve. But what brought you into the group and said, you know what, this is what I want to do? What was your inspiration to say, you know what, I do want to join? Because if it were me, I'd be like, Washington? No.
All right.
What?
Well, I think when we want to hear music, we either have to go way north or we have to go way east. So there's not very much here in Seattle, and so I just lucked out by finding this group. And I'm not afraid to sing conjunto. I'll sing anything because with this band and the way they put their fusion and like their mix on it, it's just I don't know. I just really enjoy myself. I was with the band, but like probably back in 2005, 2006. So this is also my second run with the band. Went to school, had some kids, did a little bit of life, and now I'm able to do my hobby again. And so it's just been a little bit scary to try and do this. I'm a little older, but I want to give it a go. And all these guys are my big brothers, and then maybe my little brother. But I'm excited to get out there and meet people and just see what we can do with this, because we've got an amazing group, and so I'm excited.
And how about you, Sean? What brought you into the group?
Well, I had to listen to this guy play all the time when I was little, right? And I would bum all the time and go watch them play and sit on the side of the stage. And I'd watch. At that time, my uncle was the drummer,
and I just knew right away that I wanted to play the drums. So after he saw that I took an interest in playing the drums, so he taught me how to play the drums, and then after that, I just kind of ran with it. And now you put an instrument in front of me, and I want to learn it. So that's kind of how I got into it.
I got an interesting story. I got to interview Balde Munoz, who was a drummer for Los Fabulosos Cuatro back in the 60s and 70s. And he said that when he got his drum set, his dad had actually bought it for him and he didn't know how to play the drum set. And he knew he wanted it, but he didn't know how to play it. But he was like 12 or 13 years old and he would actually sneak in to his dad's club and he would watch the drummers on stage and he'd watch them play and he would memorize it and go home and practice what he saw on stage. And he'd go home and he played it. And now, a lot of drummers that I talk to now refer to as him and several others from back in the day of that influenced them on how their drumming pattern and all this other stuff. Because he was one of the ones that came up with a drop step and the rhythm breaks and all this other stuff that didn't exist before. It was just very rudimentary and very formulaic. And he was the one that came up with some of the more innovative drumming that exists now. And that was Balde Munoz, but who learned by watching as a kid on the stage, which is really cool. You paralleling that same idea. You saw them and you want to do the same thing. Like I don't know why, I just do.
Yeah.
And that's fine because you do and you're doing it now. And that's pretty awesome. So that's a pretty cool, parallel that I draw that from both of y'all. And Eddie, this song that you have out now,
Yes.
it's the cumbia, right? That's the one that you have out.
Porque estoy tocando.
Porque estoy tocando. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I just want to make sure that that's the one that I have.
You may
Well, no,
have-
I have them all. I know I
you may
do.
have You may have Que Padre es la Vida too, so that's what Sarah was singing.
Yeah, I have Que Padre es la Vida. I do have that one. And I like that one because of it's a different sound for y'all guys. And I like the progression.
It really came out good.
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
nice. Mario produced kind of the climax of that song and changed it up for us and made it really exciting, and it's doing well, really well.
Yeah, it's on my hit list. That's what I'm playing right now as far as on air. And then that one and also the other one, let me tell you right now. Que Padre es la Vida.
Right.
I have, and so those are the ones that are right now that are on my hit list. I'm playing all of them, but those are the ones that are on the hit rotation.
That's swell. We'll take anything.
Yeah. Appreciate the love.
Well, I mean, I have 98,000 listeners, so I mean, it's a good thing somewhere. So,
That's good.
yeah, Jamie Rios, she just joined us today. She says hello from Conroe, Texas, and also Patricia Vargas. She's from Houston, Texas. She joined us. The blondie, the Tejano Barbie is what I call her. She's a beautiful person. She's got her own show there in Houston, Texas, and I help her out every now and then. I'm glad to see her dropping in. It's good that we have other people from other shows that are here to kind of get some pick up on what y'all guys are here to share us with, and it's pretty awesome. Now, have y'all guys played here in Texas yet, or are y'all guys most of what y'all done is up there in Washington?
No, we've done our rounds of Texas. We've done several Conjunto Awards
Uh-huh.
down the valley. We've done the Tejano Music Awards as well. It's kind of hard for us to get down there.
Of course.
So we play mostly up here in the Puget Sound area, either Oregon or in here in Washington or even Idaho. So it's mostly up here for us, but we enjoy our times of being in Texas and enjoying the atmosphere over there. We did get to what happened as you well know, in 2019, we asked Mario to rejoin the band and come and help us to do some shows out in San Antonio. So we got taken down to San Antonio. Unfortunately, in 2019, as you recall, the fanfare was shut down abruptly because of COVID. So that got canceled, and then pretty much everything, all the rest of the functions that we were going to do got shut down.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, Mario, who I wanted to really, experience that, unfortunately didn't get to do the full nap of the whole aspect of going down to fanfare. So we hope to in the future we'll return to fanfare and do some of our new stuff because the band has come full circle
Yeah.
since then.
Well,
So
that's
and
good.
including Sarah's with us now, so it just is icing on the cake, as they say. So
Well, let
uh,
me ask you this: with you having experience both here in Texas and in Washington, how do the audiences compare to you? Uh, the differences, because the furthest I've ever gone north has been Chicago, but when I went, it was in a club, and that's not necessarily the same thing because a club, you know, you get 200 people and it's sold out, and
mhm.
that's just a club. But when you're playing like constantly, I didn't have a chance to like play like 4 or 5 different places.
Mm.
Played Detroit the following day, so really that was it, and then we just came home. But how is it? How are the groups, or how are the fans where you're at compared to here in Texas?
Well, it's just like last year. We really went to on the road last year to get us out there because we thought to ourselves that this is our time to get exposed out there, and so we did several shows last year where we really felt the exception, if you will, from the fans, and you're going to get always those fans that are going to say, why are you changing?
Right.
You had such a good thing going. Sarah's back in the band. We want to hear more of her hits that she had when she was with the band before. So you get that kind of stuff too. But what we got through to most folks on the road is that we're changing band. So we're trying to open up our wings and expand a little bit. So there is going to be change, even with some of the old hits. Mario helps us as the musical conductor in the studio. He helps us to ad lib sometimes and change music to it just sounds just so much more full. Not that it didn't before, but it helps out to have him in the band and change it up a little bit. And then when we go perform it live, it just sounds that much better. So
Mhm.
yeah, we did some great shows last year. I'm sure Mario can attest to that. We went to his home area in Oregon a couple of times and had some great fans turn out there. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I think the fans, you were talking about the fans, whether it's a nightclub or if it's like a festival or a concert or something like that. Uh, I think in the experience that I've seen, at least in the couple years that I've been back, the fans have been very supportive and have been great. Whether it's been a nightclub or it's been some of the larger festivals that we've played at, have been very responsive. So I think from our perspective, even though you're always going to have a small percentage of fans that are, they're going to whatever, right? But I think overall, I think we're very appreciative of the people that come out and support us, whether it's been in Oregon and Washington, or even when we went to Texas, the fans that were there that were just continuing to go on this journey with us. I mean, we're always appreciative of the fans, whether they come out just to stop by and say hi, or they're really there because they really love what we do. Because
Mhm.
I mean, without the fans, it's just a big sound check, right? And
Yeah.
so, yeah, so we appreciate the fans regardless of whether they like us or not. We're just glad that we got bodies to play to,
Yeah. And
especially up here in Seattle where the Tejano genre has kind of diminished over the years. You've had a large onset of banda, the conjunto, a lot of the narco stuff that's been coming up, and a lot of the younger generation up here, they're just kind of drifting away from the Tejano music up here, and so it's been very competitive for us to try and fight for gigs even up here with the style of music that we play. So it just gives us all that much more reason to appreciate the fans that we have.
well, true, and also you want to be a big fish in a small pond as opposed to a little guppy in a big pond.
Absolutely,
That's
absolutely.
definitely something that you want to do. And so, I mean, but even still, that's great that you keep on moving forward. Hello, Norma Salazar from Holland, Michigan.
Hi, Norma.
Thanks for joining us here, Norma. Yeah, and I mean, but it's still good that y'all guys are moving on. I mean, I remember when Linda Ronstadt she quit doing rock and roll music, she switched over to only doing Spanish music. A lot of fans moved away, But the true fans stayed with her, and true fans will always stay with you. And those are the ones that go to your concerts. Those are the ones that buy your tickets. Those are the ones that buy your merch. That's definitely what we want to do. I want to give somebody a taste of what it is that y'all a taste of y'all's music, because it is good music, and I firmly believe that it's good music. I know, Hilda, you believe that it's great music.
Oh, most definitely.
So I want people to listen to it so that way we can hear it. So to our listening audience that's out there, those of y'all that are on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitch, on Twitter, on all the other ones, I'm running out of breath of all the different damn things.
Breathe, Lawrence. Breathe.
I'm serious. And those of my native friends that are reading my smoke signals, I'm just I'm gonna throw all of them.
Eddie, Mario makes you nervous.
So I'll throw all of these bad boys under. This is called Porque Estoy Tocando from Los Volcanes de Eddie Rodriguez. It goes like this.
Que me gusta a mí y siempre viene donde estoy tocando. Tiene una forma loca de bailar, hasta parece que me está invitando. Tiene una forma loca de bailar, hasta parece que me está invitando. Tienes que mirarla con otro bailar, pues yo no puedo porque estoy tocando. Tienes que mirarla con otro bailar, pues yo no puedo porque estoy tocando. Tienes que mirarla con otro bailar, pues yo no puedo porque estoy tocando. Tienes que mirarla con otro bailar, pues yo no puedo porque estoy tocando. Se van acercando. Cuando la música empieza a tocar, todos los chavos se van acercando. Pero ella usa forma de mirar, a mí me dice que me está esperando. Pero ella usa forma de mirar, a mí me dice que me está esperando. Tienes que mirarla con otro bailar, pues yo no puedo porque estoy tocando. Tienes que mirarla con otro bailar, pues yo no puedo porque estoy tocando. Tienes que mirarla con otro bailar, pues yo no puedo porque estoy tocando. Tienes que mirarla con otro bailar, pues yo no puedo porque estoy tocando.
And we're back. You know what? I didn't know this, but I was up there dancing. I was chancleando because I'm wearing my chanclas today because it's so hot here in Texas. What's the temperature like over there?
Right now it's about
82, 83, something like that.
Yeah,
It's not too bad.
not too bad for Seattle. We don't get that
83
warm.
degrees. God, man, you guys make me sick.
And the air conditioner's on, by the way.
Yeah.
And the air conditioner's on. Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Bunch of pansies up here in the Northwest.
I'm telling you, right now it's 9:00 at night. It's freaking 98 degrees, man.
Wow.
Yeah, it is that hot.
It's another day in
Before I
paradise.
forget, a shout out to our record producer, Mr. Rick Garcia, my good big brother, I call him, Mr.
Yeah,
Bucky.
Rick.
Mr.
Rick, you got Mr. Poppy Rick.
Mr. Bucky.
We're not gonna let him let
Rick and I go back to way back. This is when I met Miss Helda. I got introduced to her way back in the day,
Not that far back in the day.
far enough.
You're aging me.
Right.
I was like
You're
2
fine,
when he
you were
met
just
me.
a little girl. You just basically
He's
were a
like
little
Mario.
girl.
Mario started playing when he was 5, remember?
Like he was like 5 or so, right?
I'll tell you something that's funny. I was going to the grocery store. I went to go visit my uncle, and I went to the grocery store to go buy some barbecue because he likes the way I cook and stuff like that. I went to go get some some supplies and stuff. And as I'm walking into the grocery store, there's this guy up, in front. And he's like, "Hey, man, you got $1 for a Vietnam veteran?" And I'm like, "Dude, you're like 2 years older than me. What were you, the drummer boy?" And he's like, I meant to go for it, man, to go for it. And I was like, "Go away, dude, go away."
That's funny.
You got to know what, at least know
Get
what.
your wars right.
Get your wars right if you're going to ask for money, bro. No, that's cool. Alfredo, he likes that Sandalone musician. He says, "Hey, that was nice. That's really good. It's a good cumbia. It's got I like the throwback feeling of it. Not a lot of people are able to pull it off. That's the good thing. It's still being able to sound progressive and yet still have that throwback feeling in the two of them. It's a really hard mix to pull off, and it's really clean. That's what I like about it. A lot of the stuff that Rick does is, what I like about it is that it's mastered and it comes out clean. It's not sometimes music today, it gets over processed and it's a lot of noise. There's a lot of everything going on.
Yep.
And sometimes music needs to breathe. You can't just crush it and step all over it and have everything. Sometimes you got to let it breathe sometimes, and that's what really I like about it. It's a clean song, and I like it. So that kudos to you on that one. That's a great song. And
Kudos to my kid here, because he is the one that really produces. We're sitting in the studio here, and he's the one that takes the time to really put things together, along with Mario's help lately. And really produces our music really well. And then my good friend Mr. Rick, he puts his final touch on it, which nobody out there really. We all know how Rick puts music together. There's only one Rick.
yeah.
So we really appreciate him. Really has taken me through the years and taken me by the ropes and accepted me, being so far away from, when we used to record it in Corpus Christi under the Hacienda label. It was interesting to go and to do studio sessions with Rick. I can't, Hilda knows how Rick is. He can be so funny, make all the nervousness go away, because when we would go to the studios down there, believe me, I was nervous.
Yeah.
So he had always a calming way of calming. And then when Sean came into the band, he got to experience that with Rick as well. And Rick has always taken Sean under his wing. They've been really close. So it's been a great experience. It was a great experience there, but we have a lot more to do with CHR Records. Enough of that Hacienda label, because I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'll probably get phone calls, that, Hilda, for that. But
you know what? It's all part of the history, and
exactly.
we can't change history. So we just embrace the parts that are the good parts, and we just move on to other ones. And Rick is actually listening right now from Houston, Texas.
All right.
I think he actually just boarded his plane. So no, he's in Austin now. He's on his way to Houston. So he's in Houston in roughly about, I'd say 30, 45 minutes. And he's on his way home to me. So I'm excited.
Right on. Yes.
I know. I sent him off with his son for the weekend. I was like, go away. No, I'm just kidding. They went to go do wrestling, the pay-per-view or something in Austin. So That's where he's at right now. So I'm waiting for him to
That's
get back.
cool.
But he did tell me, I'm listening in. So I was like, oh, that's so sweet.
That's cool.
That's cool.
That's
Hey, let me straighten this out real quick. Alfredo says his stage name is the Lone Mexican, not musician. I keep saying musician.
All
It's
right.
Mexican. Sorry about that, Alfredo. I got to clarify it, or else I'll hear fireman stories for the rest of the week, and I don't want to hear fireman stories anymore.
What's wrong with fireman stories?
We're not going to talk about it anymore. Anyway, so we're talking to Los Volcanes de Eddie.
What are you saying about leaving things in the past?
We're going to just drop them back
No.
there
The
right now.
firemen are the future.
Let's just leave them. So going back to yeah, guys, the music has really been something that I've really enjoyed here, especially going back and just kind of getting to my bearings with y'all, because I did the last time I think I talked to you, Eddie, was at the at Fanfare at the radio gala. That was the last time that I really talked to you, and that was really fast because I had so many. I did
Oh,
I did
there was a lot of
28.
artists.
Yeah, I did 28 interviews that day,
Yeah.
and that killed me. I did 28 in like freaking 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And I know.
Yeah, a lot of folks there.
Yeah, and then I had to leave because I was shooting a music video that night, and so I was like, man, I had to hurry up and go, and it was hectic. But getting back to that night, I mean, for you, uh, uh, how satisfying is it that y'all have come off of? Remember, there was a big hiatus that everybody had to go through because of COVID. COVID put a big dent on it for everyone, and of all groups. I mean, I remember I talked to David Ligarza not too long ago, and he was talking about how he really enjoyed staying at home. He missed the road. He missed the people. He didn't miss the road. He missed the people. He missed performing, but he didn't like the traveling, and he had a gig the next day going out Arizona, and that was one thing that he was like, man, I'm gonna have to travel 8 hours just to get there to perform for 2 hours and then come home. And that was one of the things he was just like, he hated about it. But how satisfying that here you are, your music is back up there, it's being accepted, it's being played, it's moving up the charts. How satisfying is it that you're getting back into the group? Because really, if you really think about it, we're pretty much about a year removed from all this mess, and it's going to take us a while. Let's be honest. We're still kind of struggling a little bit, and people are getting used to it now, to where we're actually going back to where we were. There's still a lot of people that are guarded. A lot of people are still wearing masks, and they should, if they're worried. We shouldn't mock them for that. If they're worried, let them. But I still think that it's a nice to see people kind of moving out there and y'all having some relative success. How does that make you feel?
But it's great for the band. Like I'm saying, up here, the COVID thing was we took it a little different. Our governor completely shut everything down up here. Nothing was allowed to, no functions. We weren't, Texas was a little bit more. How would I say it?
We're batshit crazy down here, bro.
Able to do things throughout the whole COVID episode, as to where we were completely shut down. We couldn't do nothing. So it was more of a less of the band just continuing to rehearse. I know we released some videos here in the studio of us playing live. I believe it was we did a couple of videos here in the studio. Shout outs to Qvo Hernandez for helping us with that. So we got to continue to do different things, and then lo and behold, last year Sarah comes back. So that was exciting in itself because of the fact that her vocal ability. If you as you well know, you've heard the other single that was released. That her vocal abilities are part of. So it was great to have her back in the band. It's great to have Mario in this band, exposing his style, his different style of music that he brings to the band. It's like it's like a salad, and it's, you got a bunch of ingredients and you're just mixing it, all of it together, and we've got a long ways to go. We still have a lot of things that we need to do and we want to do as a band. So to say that we're done, uh, so I also want to say no, we will be doing mixture of things in the future. Yes, we will continue to bring some old stuff out with some new ingredients, so to speak, and change it up, just like Mario did with Que Padres La Vida. Um, we'll continue to do that, but we're going to probably add some things that are original from the band. Mario brings a lot of his songwriting abilities to this band, and it should be out there. It should be exposed. It deserves to be. So we're looking forward to that.
Sarah, for you interpreting these music as far as the singer, where do you get your inspiration for some of these songs? Because like the Que Padres La Vida is I love the song and I love the progression that goes along with the song because it gives you a lot of room for interpretation. By the way, so what motivates you or what gets you to when you're singing these songs? Because are you a songwriter or do you just sing and that's it?
I am not a songwriter. And honestly, okay, so I just tell Sean, I'm like, hey man, give me some music so I can put some songs out there. And so Sean and Mario are the people who find the music for me that might fit my range and just let me go at it. And we kind of try stuff out and see how it works. I
Yeah,
wish I was a writer, but
well, I mean, it's still you're like a what, like a B flat? Isn't that your key that you mostly you're comfortable at? A C?
D and E.
this is where the guys are going to help me out.
Yeah, D, E flat, C, depending on the song, but more
Yeah.
like around E flat, D is kind of her wheelhouse.
Yeah, I mean, I know she's in a kind of lower part of the register, but that's still not. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that it's good. It's just when I was listening to her, I was like, man, it's great to be unique and different, and that's wonderful. Celebrate your uniqueness. You should
Yeah.
always do that, so that makes you stand out. And as far as
Sarah's got that, she's like got high tenor range, but she's like a low alto. But I'm pushing her to get to her true alto range that she has in there.
uh-huh.
So yeah, you'll definitely be hearing more of her range coming out. So she's
that's
not quite
awesome.
comfortable yet, but it's coming.
Oh no, you know what? It's every that for a singer, that's your instrument. You work it. It's a muscle.
Yeah.
I did an interview with Ram, and when I was talking to him, at the end, he was like, I'm still learning. He was still he's just now he's getting to where he's satisfied with his voice, and he's been singing forever.
Yeah.
You know, his very first time that he ever got recognized for singing, he was like in the third grade singing "Ben." Michael Jackson's "Ben." The two of us have been no more, something like that. I can't remember. But anyway, that was the first time he ever got recognized for singing, and so and up till now he's satisfied with his voice, and he still wants to push his voice. So it's wonderful that you keep evolving, and especially after your hiatus, because life happens. We all know that life happens, and sometimes we step away, it pulls us away. You have your children, you have your family, and then you come back, and now you have the freedom to come back. What's it like for you now that you're back, and you've had that time for both? Actually, that's a good question for both you and Mario. Tell me, Sarah, what's it like now coming back? And it's a different.
Okay, I was going to try to pass. What's it like to come back?
Yeah.
I'm just, I think I have a little less on my plate, but I'm still busy. And so I can just kind of focus on this and really put the time, because I really want to be good at it. And like you said, there's always room for improvement and growth. Like I feel like I need a lot of improvement and I need to go see a voice coach. But I'd like to hone in on my skills. I feel like maybe I have something to offer, and I'm just excited to see where this goes. And like I say, I'm with this awesome band, and this is an opportunity for me. Like I can't just be like, hey, I want to join your band. Like I got lucky that they let me come back again. I even came the first time. So I'm just really excited. And now I think this time I want my family to be out there to support me and everyone to see me. And for even my coworkers, to come and just hear this music that we have to offer. And, I'm excited.
What about you, Mario? What was it like for you coming back?
I think it was great. Honestly, it ignited a new fire inside of me. I think my first round doing it, when I played with Eddie years ago, I was all ego. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, my ego, I needed my own trailer just to haul my ego around.
Wow.
Wow.
So it was a different mindset, and so I had no loyalties at that time, right? And so, kind of maturing a little bit in life, going through things and wisening up a little bit. Over the years, I've kind of tapped into songwriting, and I think just through that, it sparked a whole new level of creativity, and I hear things differently. And so, the fact that when I'm writing, I'm not writing for me, I'm writing for somebody else. And so that makes it that kind of like just that perspective just gives you a whole different passion for the music, because it's not about you, it's about your listener, it's about your audience, right? And how are they going to connect to it? And that wasn't something that I had before, and that's something I'm really just digging right now.
Yeah, that's all part of growing. It's all part of the evolution, and that's wonderful. Sean, what inspiration gets you? What inspiration do you draw from when you're sitting down? Because we ran into something that was really interesting this past weekend. One of the people that I like to help out, her name is Joanna Ray. She's a new singer. She's got a lot, several songs out. She's on the chart. She's doing all this other stuff. But she got on stage. She got pulled up on stage to do a duet. And then they asked her if she wanted to stay and do some backup, but she's never done backup before. Didn't realize it's a whole different animal.
Mhm.
So when you're on stage and you're playing, and then you take off your musician hat, and now you have to put on your engineer hat. So what's it like for you? What do you use to pull from to get that sound that you're? Because every band has its own unique sound, and you want to cultivate that sound and keep that sound. So what
Right.
keeps you? What do you use? What do you pull from in order to get that and keep that sound to make it sound like Los Volcanes?
Well, I think it's changed a little bit over the past few years. Ever since I kind of got a little more hands on, I'm heavy into rock music.
Hmm.
So I like heavy drums. I like loud drums. That kind of in your face kind of sound. So a lot of that comes from that, as well as but I've also, I love La Mafia. I love, Intocable. All these bands that everybody loves. I also draw things from them and try to steal little things here and try to make it my own as well. But yeah, mainly it's loud drums. That's what I start with.
So you're
Which of
just like,
course a drummer is gonna say that, right?
yeah,
More
I was like, that sounds like a drummer.
Yeah.
sounds like a drummer. Why not? just let it go.
So after the drums, what comes next in the order of importance?
I honestly, when I mix a song or when I start from just putting a song together, it's the rhythm section. I could care less about the vocals in the beginning, just because if you don't got the rhythm section and it's not working, then it doesn't matter if you have whoever's singing it and it's beautiful. If the music's not there, it's not going to work, right? So
So
I'm
true.
very
The
very
heart,
hardcore with the rhythm section to start, and then at the end we start getting the vocals and stuff. But yeah,
yeah,
no, drums, bass, guitar, always first.
the heartbeat of the song.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
like that.
Yeah, the heartbeat of the song. No, I understand. My daughter, she plays drums, and so, and that's one of her passions, and she switches hands. She'll play, open hand, and then she'll play crossed, and so, I'm like, you're showing off, so knock it off. So, but no, it's cool. But it's wonderful that you have that, you sharing that experience, and I'm kind of wondering if y'all guys, because of the fact that y'all are living in a place where it's not so abundant. Here in Texas, we're very spoiled because we get, a lot of music. We have access to a lot of Tejano music readily available all the time. So we're kind of spoiled. We don't appreciate it as much
Mhm.
as y'all do because y'all don't have it existing like
Exactly.
y'all do. And I kind of refer back to my old duty station. I was in the military. Oh wait. Oh yeah.
Thank you for serving.
I had to look. What cap am I wearing? Yeah, I'm wearing my military cap. Yeah. Anyway, so I was in the military. I was in the military, and I was stationed at Fort Stewart, Georgia, and I went to this Mexican food restaurant.
It wasn't Taco Bell, was it?
No.
Taco Bell.
It was not Taco Bell. It was a Mexican food restaurant, and it was a mom and pop's Mexican food restaurant, or so.
Best kind.
So it was supposed to be. And I walked in, and I was like, oh, this is going to be a bad experience because I walked in and all I heard was "Tunga, tunga, tunga, kadunga, dunga, 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 kadunga, dunga, dunga." And I was like, that sounds like merengue, and I don't think it's going to work out for me. And so when I ordered, whenever I go to a restaurant, and I'm afraid of like the end result of what I order. I always order a cheeseburger because if they mess up a cheeseburger, everything else on the menu is going to be screwed up. Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to screw up a cheeseburger, and they somehow successfully were able to royally screw up my cheeseburger. So I'm so happy there. But yeah, it was just not a Mexican food restaurant. So I mean, and my niece, she lives in South Carolina, I believe, South Carolina, and I send her a lot of recipes, like you know, chorizo, where she's at, costs $3 a pound or a half a pound, $3 for a half a pound. And I send her my recipe for chorizo so that way she can just make it herself. And I didn't realize that it's so different. You're culturally starved over there.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. So I don't envy you for being culturally starved, but I envy the appreciation that you have, that I believe that those of us here should have ourselves, because that's a true appreciation of music. And so I think I would like to say that both myself and Ilda, we have a true appreciation of all musicians and all music. And that's why we invite all kinds of people to come and play. And we don't restrict the music that we get. We play everything that we get, as long as it meets the parameters of what it is that we're supposed to play. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Did I make sense, Hilda?
Kind of, sort of.
Well,
I understand where you were going with it.
If we receive a song, it has to be within the standards. We have to have an ISRC code, or else it has to be within, obviously, production standards in order for us to play. But outside of that, if it meets it, we don't sit there and dictate. We're not going to play it. We just don't like it. We're not going to play it. No, we play everything. We let the people decide. We don't decide for them, and that's the way it should be for all radio stations. We should let the people decide instead of us saying, "Well, it doesn't come from Texas, I'm not going to play it." We should let it play and let the people decide, because good music is good music regardless of where it comes from. So that's kind of the rules that we abide by. But I think if more people had that appreciation of what y'all have, as far as from where y'all are from, I think that would be better for the industry, because then they would know what it's like to not have it. And I mean, here, well, not here in San Angelo, we have lots of concerts. Every weekend something's going on. But in San Antonio, they're giving away music. You can go to a concert and it's free. Just come on in. So I can't imagine what it's like for y'all. If y'all did a free concert, I'm sure it would get super packed. So, but with that being said, this next the song previous, "Que Padre es la Vida," that we were talking about earlier. So who wrote that song?
That was given to, first of all, the last two projects that were a combination of Rick and I deciding on some older songs to bring back out. So the last one, I'm not sure that was done by Jesse Serata at some point when he had the New Wave band back in the day. And I'm a big Jesse Serata fan as well. I'm a big Laura Canales fan.
Mm-hmm.
So Que Padre es la Vida came from a project that she did back in the day, and we turned it into our thing here in the studio. But I'm not too sure who wrote those two songs.
Yeah, I don't think Laura Canales was the original author of Que Padre es la Vida. I think that was another cover from an older song from like the 40s.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're.
Well, that's good, because I didn't recognize the arrangement. That's for sure. It was to me, it was like a new song, so that's definitely a plus.
Yeah.
And
I'm just Mario getting in the studio with Sean and changing it up to be a Volcanes kind of release.
Yeah. Well, you were successful in the fact that I didn't recognize it as anything other than y'all's music. So it's definitely a plus, And I really enjoyed it. I think we should go ahead and play it so that way other people can hear it and they can, they can get acclimated to it, and that's one of the things that I want to do as well. I want other people to listen to it. I know we got people from all over. I'm trying to register where everybody I'm streaming to so many different services. I don't know where everybody's at, but so that way we can give people the opportunity to hear your music so that way they can better understand where what kind of music that y'all play. So let's go ahead and take a listen to it. This one's called Que Padre es la Vida from Los Volcanes de Eddie Rodriguez. And it goes like this. And we're back. Hey, there we go. Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. We're back. Sorry. Had to get my head on straight. I just want to let you know, we're just trying to get all this radio stuff together, and I'm trying to get myself some more sponsors. I'm part of a media group, and all of my commercials on my radio station, they come from a media group. They buy the commercials. I don't have to sell my commercials. They just buy it from the media group. But I'm going to try to do my own selling. We'll see how that works out. Not that I need a lot of money, but in case, it's just one of those things. Like if I get hungry, I don't like product placement because that bugs me. Like in movies, who loves product placement? I hate product placement where they put stuff inside the TV show or they're drinking something specific. It just bugs the daylight out of me. But one of my favorite snacks is actually the Snickers bar. So. I mean, Kit Kats. I love Kit Kats. So, no, just kidding. So anyway, yeah, you're right. So Nestle, call me. Just call me.
I don't think it works like that.
Huh?
Are any of those sponsors?
Actually, no. Most of my sponsors are like Coca-Cola and Ford and stuff like that.
Big
Yeah, I
Red.
don't have.
Big Red.
Big Red.
No, I don't. You know what? I don't think I have a Big Red on my list. I know I have the Coca-Cola company. Is Big Red part of Coca-Cola?
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's
I don't
interesting.
know.
Yeah, but I do have them. So
No, I think Big Red is part of Pepsi.
is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, listening to the song again, now I was like, oh yes, now I get it. But just listening it with virgin ears, I didn't know because you don't know, and that's a good thing. So to hear the song, I was talking about Que Padre es la Vida. I wasn't talking about Kit Kat. For those of you that don't know, it does not make you virgin ears.
Lawrence, you're making me hungry, and it's like a red color, so it makes me think of firemen.
Okay, so we're not
Oh my goodness.
Herman again.
Yeah.
Actually, I forgot to put that one up there because Alfredo had mentioned that before. He said, Hilda, if you want firemen, you can have firemen.
Well, darn it, I'm gonna get firemen.
he said, I've heard that song before. It's a great remake. It's a adaptation is better. It's a great adaptation because that's exactly what it is. Most songs nowadays are going to be, covers of other songs, and that's fine.
Mhm.
It's when you make it your own that's the best.
That's the best.
That's the best. When you make it your own. It's when you try to sound exactly like the person who originally released it. Yeah. I hang out with a lot of female artists, and they all want to como la flor, and I'm like, yo, you're more
That's good.
It's a classic.
That's good. That's good. You're mentioning that.
yeah. I'm like,
I want to do baila esta cumbia, but
Mika, you're more like a sunflower. You're not a flor. You're a sunflower.
I don't know. I'm a firm believer that if you're going to cover somebody's song, you have to either do it just as good
Uh-huh.
or better. If you
Or
can't
better.
do either, don't do it. Just don't.
Yeah.
Just
You
don't.
know?
Just
So that's
don't.
an awesome way that you guys did that song. So great job.
I know. Well, no, it's a good song. I was like, I didn't put them together until after he had mentioned it, and then I was like, yes, of
Yeah, I
course.
mean, it
No,
was-
there's absolutely nothing wrong with doing a cover, and as long as you make it your own,
Yes.
and that's what I think. That's what Rick has always emphasized. That when he shoots something at me, he goes, "Now, please don't come at me with what you're hearing and how the song was produced in the first place. Come at me with something that you are going to make out of this song."
right?
So luckily, we had Mario to study the song so that he could come up with the introduction. As you will hear, it's a lot different than what from that Laura did. Although I'm a big fan, I'm a big Laura Canales fan. I always have been. I'm probably a bigger Laura Canales fan than I am even though I love Selena too. But Laura Canales I'm a big fan of hers.
Yes.
I continue to be. So I'm a big fan of a lot of the music that I grew up with. These folks are a little bit younger. So I still like to touch on those icons, I call them, and bring out some of that sweet music that they brought out back in the day, and just make it a little bit more sweeter. I think that we did that with this song, and of course Sarah just added icing on the cake. I got to shout out though. I got to make a shout out to my Miss Hilda. She's done projects with us as well. She did Tarde in our last CD release.
That was a lot of fun.
And it was fun. Matter of fact, that gets a lot of airplay. I'm looking at. Seeing that it gets turned quite a bit. So that's great. I'm glad. I got asked for that song last year out in Eastern Washington. Unfortunately, Sarah didn't know the song yet. So hopefully we'll bring that on stage with us at some point.
Awesome. It's a great song. It really is. That's one of those where the production and the arrangement was just right on, spot on. It was just awesome. So thank you for letting me be a part of it. Thank you for thinking of me. That was awesome.
Anytime, Hilda.
That's cool. Well, Alfredo says there's nothing wrong with covers as long as you make it your own. And real quick, let me give a shout out to a friend of the show, a good friend of mine, and a consummate musician, a great friend, a great singer himself, Mr. Rick Valderrama.
Rick. Hi, Rick.
Hey, Rick. He just released an album and it's doing pretty good, man. And he's got a new song out that's out. And I keep bugging him because I make music videos. If y'all guys don't know, I make music videos as well. And I'm like, dude, we're supposed to be making a video. We're supposed to be making a video tomorrow. He reminds me of that song. There was a song in the '80s, Tomorrow. You remember that song?
Right on.
That makes me think of Curly Sue. I think no, it wasn't Curly Sue.
Yeah, Curly Sue.
It was another movie though.
Annie.
There you go. Yeah.
Tomorrow. No, the one I'm talking about is Anita Baker. She sang it. It was a gospel song. It was like, God wants you to do it, and you keep saying tomorrow, and then when you die, you're supposed to go up to heaven, and God says tomorrow. So, yeah, Rick says, I know, I'm slacking. See, don't up, bro. No,
it's okay. Rick's probably so busy working on our Christmas duet. That's what it is. That's why he's slacking.
Working on getting in that fireman bod. That's what it is.
That's what it is too. Yeah, see? Y'all don't know. Okay, so I've got this whole plan that we're gonna have a Tejano music video with nothing but female artists. So Sarah, you're more than welcome to jump on board with this. And it's gonna be filled with firemen. Shirtless firemen. So Sarah, if you want in on this, just let me know. We've got about 10 female artists in on this already. Yeah, and Lawrence is going to shoot the video. He just doesn't know it yet.
Yes, I don't know, but I do know what I like when I take a snack.
Right on.
Whenever I get hungry, I know what I reach for. It's always in my top drawer.
We could incorporate that with the hot, sexy fireman shirtless eating a Kit Kat bar.
Like chocolate.
It would be
it's
like
a
viral.
5-year-old. He's gonna have chocolate all over like this, all on his like chocolate on his white shirt. He's got his hands all dirty and everything else. I like to carry a chocolate bar in my top pocket, like right here, and it starts to melt and everything else. So that way, if I go to a public restroom and I can just wait for somebody to get next to me, I just pull out the chocolate bar, rub it all over my hands, and I stick it under the stall. Hey, buddy, you got any toilet paper?
You would
say, hey, can you hook a brother up?
Come on, bro, I'm stuck here, man. Here I stick in sticky vapor because they got no damn toilet paper. See, that's a song for y'all guys. Y'all can write that one. I'll let that one go. Sticky fingers because there's no paper. No, just kidding.
Rick says yes, but is it yes that he's working on our Christmas duet? Or yes, that he's working on his fireman bod. Or yes to both.
Not the fireman. No, that's not good. So, this song right here. When did y'all release this last song? Yeah.
That one's released back in January, if not February of this year. I think we released that.
Mm-hmm. So are y'all set to release another song anytime soon?
Yeah, we're going to continue. We're going to continue to release singles. The next one's up in probably another couple of months. We'll be releasing another single. We'll continue to release singles, kind of staying away from the full-fledged CDs thus far. But that could change. Just the direction of the band right now is to continue to release singles and hopefully singles that everybody likes.
One of the songs that I really liked when I was doing my research that I really like that y'all do is called Perdóname, mi amor.
That really did well.
Yeah, I really like that song. I like the structure. I like the progression in it. I like every aspect of that song. So what was the inspiration for that song?
That song was given to me by another, I'm not going to mention the radio station, but it was given to me by a radio station. And the director said, please record this song. But in a Tejano kind of version, because it came from a Mexican band and they were doing it as a slow piece. And we really changed it up a little bit because when we heard it, it was actually recorded in a Tejano style, and I liked it right away. But I found it, and that recording is not out there too much, so I actually found that recording. but when we brought it out, oh my God, it just put us on the map again. That song, it did well for us.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like that sometimes you never know. It just hits because it hits, and that's all there is to it. But it's a good song. It's a good structure. So let me ask you this real quick, Sarah. Do you sing all of the songs, or you only sing certain songs?
I sing certain songs, and then I do the segundas.
The
So
harmony.
just depending.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she does the harmony on most of everything.
Oh, that's cool. So, just because like some of these songs are male vocals, and I'm just wondering if y'all
Mhm.
incorporate them as male vocals, because there's nothing wrong with a female turning a male vocal into a female. It's just sometimes the gender has to be changed in the song. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at that. Perdona mi amor, while I enjoy my nice new snack.
Si te vas, sé que voy a sufrir. Si te vas, triste será vivir. Eres mi único amor, mi primer amor. Yo me muero sin ti. Hice mal, reconozco el error. No debí poner a prueba tu amor. Todo lo que causé, nunca lo imaginé. Y hoy te pido perdón. Perdóname, mi amor. Ya no vuelvo a suceder. Prometo que jamás la tentación me volvería a vencer. Perdóname, mi amor. Dame otra oportunidad y no me dejes solo, por favor. Jamás, jamás. Hice mal, reconozco el error. No debí poner a prueba tu amor. Todo lo que causé, nunca lo imaginé. Y hoy te pido perdón. Perdóname, mi amor. Ya no vuelva a suceder. Prometo que jamás la tentación me volvería a vencer. Perdóname, mi amor. Dame otra oportunidad y no me dejes solo, por favor. Jamás, jamás.
Nice. Shh, quiet. Hey, sorry. Hey, it was good. I liked it.
I'm glad you like that. I'm glad you like
No,
that.
it's once again, this one was kind of a step between what the first when I first heard y'all. So I mean, it's a gradual progression, and that's wonderful. That's what I like about it, is the fact that y'all have so many different facets of who y'all are, and that's really wonderful. I know I was talking to who was I talking to? I think it was I think it was Rebecca Valadez. I want to say it was her. And she was talking about how when she was in California, some people were like, well, we're going to have to get you a band, to play, some of these English songs that we want you to sing. And she was like, my band can do it. And they're like, yeah, but they play Spanish music. And she's like, they play everything, because that's the thing. That's a quality that a lot of Tejano artists have. They play everything, not just country music, not just rock and roll, not just Tejano music. They're so versatile in what they play. And that's kind of an asset that, that's kind of why, being in this genre makes it so special, is because they're so versatile in their abilities. And that's wonderful, because you can see that progression in what y'all do, which is pretty awesome. But once again, kudos, because I really do like that song. And who was the one that was singing with that?
That's me.
That was you?
I was still doing the vocals at that point. Mario was helping me too, so he's doing the harmony in there, in that particular song. But yeah, that song has been really successful for us.
That was cool. Well, I mean, it's a good song, and it was very, very well structured, and I really enjoyed it. What did you think, Ilda?
Oh, that's one of my favorites. And there's also another one, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Sean sings on it.
Oh my God!
Yes.
That is like my all-time favorite one, is when Sean actually sings. And yeah, it's beautiful. You've got just probably one of the prettiest, most amazing voices I've ever heard. It's just so, how do I say, it's just so pure.
What's it
I think a
called?
lot of times vocalists kind of tend to overdo it, and I'm guilty of it all the freaking time.
Estoy perdido.
Estoy perdido.
Yes, you need to play that one for me, Lawrence, because that is like my favorite song.
Hilda, you got to work with me. I've been trying to get Sean to get out of his comfort zone.
Yes,
Sean, please. Come on, man. We can even do a duet. That would be my dream. That would be my dream right there. And my birthday's coming up in September, so I'm just thinking,
We did have a song, Hilda, actually, that we did record. We have not released, where Sean is singing on it.
Sean, you have to. For my birthday, let's release it.
Oh my goodness!
That would be like the best birthday ever.
Sean, meet bust.
Right?
It was like, oh man, come on.
I should have never done it. Now
Right,
they won't
it's
leave me
so
alone.
beautiful.
And the killer of it is held that last year. Out of all the shows we did last year, I think that was one of the most asked for songs. Of course, the old songs are always asked for, but that was one of the highlights of being playing all last year, and that was probably one of the most asked for songs. Unfortunately, we did not be able to perform that because Mr. Sean has not gotten to the point where he likes to perform and sing at the same time.
Okay, so you want to know what the trick is to that?
Not doing
The
it?
trick is, no. For that song, you have somebody else come sit in on drums. Maybe Sarah can pick up the drums for just that song, and then Sean can take front center and he can sing the song. I mean, come on, it's a win-win.
Yeah, there you go.
The whole band is full of multi-instrumentalists and very, very talented, so why not?
Yeah, that's exactly what
I
I'm
always
hearing.
have a solution.
John, I did that one for you, brother. Man.
I appreciate it.
Right, you have to play that song. That way you can see what I'm talking about. It is my absolute favorite song because the vocals are just beautiful. Like,
Yeah.
Sean, you've got it, man. Like you do. There's no denying that.
It's got a great voice.
Yeah.
And so why don't you want to do the song, Sean?
I am not a fan of singing in front of people. I'll play any instrument in front of anybody. I don't get nervous, but don't make me sing in front of anybody. I don't know why the difference. It's just
Rick just joined us. Rick is saying hello from Houston. How's it going, Rick? Thank you for joining us here. Well, I mean, don't feel bad. I mean, I love to sing. I sing at karaoke all the time, and I actually get paid. I really do, to get off the stage. But I mean, they definitely pay me. It's like, oh my God, save that dying cat. It's just like, like, wow, that's really, really bad. It's like, I'm horrible. It's just, no, I have a not so decent voice, I mean, in the shower, that's really cool.
Yeah.
See,
No.
but that's understandable. Like, but Sean's voice is just amazing. Like, it's just so pure and natural. Like, it's just, I don't know.
Is that the one?
That's it.
Mhm.
Is that the one?
That's
Yeah.
the one.
Is that the one? Let's go ahead and take a listen to it. What do you say? What do you say, Sean?
Yeah,
You
do
wanna
it.
hear it?
Do it.
Do it.
You're not
Yeah.
singing it live. What does it matter?
I guess.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take a listen to this and go ahead
And there
and
goes
vote
my and
Sean.
Sean's friendship.
Yeah, Sean, don't worry about it, Sean. If you get upset, you can always go ahead and cheer yourself up with a nice little tasty snack.
Or fireman.
Yeah.
Fireman, damn it! You had to put it in the fireman. All right, here we go. Porque you know how you forgot the name of the dance. You went to fireman woman.
The opportunity presented itself.
You had to throw that one in there, did you? Okay, let's listen to this next song from Eddie Los
Estoy
Volcanes.
perdido.
Estoy perdido.
Todo me recuerda a ti cuando no estás conmigo. Todo me recuerda a ti porque sin ti no vivo. Hoy que la vista quedas, la llevo aquí muy dentro. Ella llena del cuerpo, el alma y hasta el pensamiento. Todo me recuerda a ti, estoy perdido. Dentro la inmensidad que me da tu cariño. Todo complementas tú si estás conmigo. Nos eres procurando ser un poco más que amigos. Y cada vez que pienso en ti encuentro algún motivo que me hace estremecer y entrar en todos mis sentidos. Y cada vez como el primero, así te quiero. Pues todo me hace recordar. Y si a mi lado tú no estás, estoy perdido. Y cada vez que pienso en ti encuentro algún motivo que me hace estremecer y entrar en todos mis sentidos. Y cada vez como el primero, así te quiero. Pues todo me hace recordar. Y si a mi lado tú no estás, estoy perdido.
Last year, and I'm like,
Mira nomás, bro. What's the deal? Look, Alfredo says, great vocals, dude. You shouldn't be afraid of singing. You sound great.
Oh,
See?
thank you.
You do, man. You got that Bobby Pulido kind of tone, man. You could be sitting there desvelado. You could be
So
singing that
smooth,
song.
right?
Yeah, you could be up there singing. See, you could play and sing at the same time. I sat in for a drummer one time. I threw up and drummed at the same time. It was, and I didn't skip a beat. You can do the same thing, bro. You never know. So no, I mean it's good. But I understand. Some people just can't. They don't find it within themselves. You will always be your own worst critic. But
Mhm.
from my point of view, and I'm sure from Hilda's point of view, and I don't mean to be speaking for you, Hilda, but I'm just taking the liberty. You sound good, dude.
Thank
You
you.
sound good. You shouldn't be you shouldn't shy away from a gift you've been given. Share it. That's
I
what.
have an idea.
Oh.
Oh shit.
He's like,
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Does it involve firemen?
Yeah, it's gonna involve
Yeah,
firemen.
nobody
No
knows.
firemen,
Yeah.
no firemen, but we could totally do like a Sia thing, right? Like, maybe you can get a wig to just kind of cover your face,
Oh,
and you
yeah.
can still sing. Like, I mean,
Put a shower curtain.
something. I think it's worth trying.
Right on. Right on.
We'll see.
Right on.
What's with the crickets?
Bad idea.
That's coming from the Peanuts gallery up there.
Mario, I'm trying, Mario. Okay, I'm trying.
Hey, I appreciate it. God, I've been fighting. Ever since I came back, I had no idea Sean sang, and it was actually Eddie's wife Laura that showed me a snippet on her phone. And when I heard it, I was like, "Who the hell is that singing?" And she was like, "Oh, that's Sean." I was like, "Oh my God!" I have to admit, I was so proud to hear him sing. It was like, this boy can sing. And I've been trying to get him to come out and sing. I've been trying to get him to go out and do a lot of things, honestly, right? But Sean really is amazing at what he does. I think he's very humble and taking the back seat, but he really is amazing at what he does.
You should try.
I agree, and that's kind of how I found out too that it was Sean. Rick was here, like doing his thing, and I've been listening, and I was like, okay, and then I heard that song, and I remember I actually got up and I came to the studio and I asked Rick, I was like, who the heck is that? And he goes, why? Let me guess, you don't like it, because I'm always so critical of like everything I hear, right? And I was like, no, it's the opposite. Like, it's freaking amazing. Like, who is that? And he goes, you're not gonna believe it. And I was like, who? And he goes, Sean. And I was like, no. And he was like, yes. And I was like, no, for real? And he was like, yeah, for real. And I was like, wow. So, I mean, because Sean, I know you're super talented. I mean, as a drummer, as a producer, I've heard the stuff you've created, but then to hear you sing and you're just like, wow. And, and from a vocalist standpoint, to hear a voice so pure and silky and smooth, just wow. Like, and I'm guessing with no training at all, because this has kind of been like a little secret, it's not secret anymore. Now like 3,000 people just heard you.
Thank you.
So let me
So
let
you're
you into
welcome.
something. Let me let you into something else, Hilda, while you've got us on this subject. So, El Espejo is a slow piece on that CD release, and Sean actually surprised me because I thought I did the harmony in that. Lo and behold, it's him doing the harmony with me.
No.
That's cool. Well, Alfredo says, I find it amazing when a drummer sings. It's like, how do you do it? And just to give you an encouragement, this is like a Sean intervention that we're having right now. And today's word of the day is Sean intervention.
You're gonna have nightmares of this.
Sounds like you're never doing another interview again.
You're like, nah, screw that shit, man. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it.
You're like, I'm quitting the band like now.
No, Don Henley, he was the drummer for the Eagles.
Yeah.
Hey, come on, bro. And he sang.
Phil Collins, man.
Yeah, that's right. He was like, just a new kid in town. Come on, Hotel California. Dude,
Oh, yeah.
he threw him down. Hold on. you got to do it, man. You just spread it. Share some love, bro. Don't deny us. You already gave us a taste. Don't be a tease, brother. Come on.
There you go.
We're just still recovering from we're still recovering from COVID, and you know what? There's the girls can only bring, their make milkshake can only bring 2 guys to the yard because they can't bring more than that. So they're still on restrictions. So kind of share it. You gotta share it. So it's wonderful though. I mean, you should embrace your gift. Not all of us have gifts. I don't have gifts. I can't sing. I can't dance. And I'm not. Dare I say that I'm ugly? My wife, she's blind. That's why she married me. And so, what do you look like? Tom Cruise? De veras, yeah, Celia Cruz's brother. And so, so but no, you should be glad. I mean, you guys are really, really talented, and I'm glad that you guys got to sit down with us and share some of your stories and share your musical journey with us. It's really wonderful. And I want to tell you right now before we start moving forward, I want to say that this is your house and you're welcome to come back anytime. I really do appreciate y'all giving us some time here and to share with us. I really do appreciate that. So, and y'all guys, like I said, the door is open for y'all to come anytime y'all want to come back. Just go ahead and let us know, and we'd be glad to have you back. But in the meantime, let's take care of some business real quick. For those people that are looking to find out some more information on Los Volcanes de Eddie Rodriguez, where can we find your information? Where can we get your digits? Where can we get your merch? Where can we get all that stuff from you?
You can find us on all the social media platforms. We're on. We're on TikTok. We are on Facebook, and we're on Instagram. All of our music is available on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, Pandora. So a lot of the streaming platforms, you can find our music there. As far as contact, you can message us through our Facebook page, Los Volcanes de Eddie Rodriguez on Facebook or IG. Or you can, what's our email address? I forgot what our email address is.
Los Volcanes 2011.
Yeah, Los Volcanes 2011 at yahoo.com. Yeah.
Awesome. We got Roy chiming in. He says, "Hello, Eddie Rodriguez, Roy Arriaga. I hope I said your name right, brother, because I'm just kind of, I'm still a little tired because I haven't finished eating all of my tasty snacks.
You got 1 bar to go.
Yeah. Shout out to Roy. Nice to hear from him. Shout outs to a couple of folks that we need to shout out to while we're still.
Okay, well, hold on just a second here. Let me read this real quick. It's a gift that you have to share. That's what our friend says. Let me go ahead. We're at that part of the show. We're at that part of the show where we do give y'all the opportunity to go ahead and share. I want each and every one of y'all to go ahead and say that. Roy, he says, "Saludos, thank you very much." So this time is all y'all. Me and Hilda, we're just going to go ahead and step away. Y'all guys go ahead and say your shout outs, your thank yous, and whatever it is. And be sure you mention where we can get some information from y'all or whatever it is that y'all want to thank, whoever you want to thank. This is going to be y'all's time. We'll step out. So it'll just be y'all. Okay. So let's go ahead. Each one of y'all get an opportunity. All right.
Go ahead, Mark.
All right. I just want to thank Rick and the CHR label, first of all, for all the support and all of our fans. Really across the globe, looking at our followers, we got followers in Costa Rica and Germany, not only in Texas, Arizona, California, and the Northwest, and so really appreciative of all the support to all my family in San Antonio and down in Edinburgh, La Familia Garza, Familia Coronado down there in the Valley, down in McAllen and Mission, and also to my family out in Oregon, the Familia Coronado también over in Salem, Oregon. So shout out to all you guys and. Appreciate all the support and everything you guys are doing to keep Tejano music alive.
Okay, I guess it's my turn. I just want to say hi to my family in Eastern Washington, and I have some family out in Texas, the Fonsecas. Hi to you guys. Thanks to all the fans, and I'm just excited to be here and to meet everyone. I'm ready to see where this journey takes me. So, hi, and I'm happy to be here. Can't wait to meet y'all.
Just shout out to the fans who continue to follow us. I know we've been changing a lot, but just stay patient with us and have an open mind because I think you'll like what we're coming up with.
And I guess I'm last.
You are.
Mm-hmm. So shout outs to Antonio Daniel, Armando Gonzalez. They're big chiefs up here on the festivals that we play at, and Jerry D, the Jerry D Show. Um, shout out to him as well, and all the fans that continue to support this band that was created back in the day. I'm not going to go back that far, but and continued support that you show us is great. It's it's a great inspiration to us. Of course, to Rick Garcia, can't say enough about him. Love you, brother. Continue to support us, please. Continue to ask for our singles on the radio stations because we're going to keep putting singles out there. So just your support is so important. Thank you.
All right. Cool, cool. Well, thank you so very much for that. Notice they didn't say thank you to us, Hilda.
We're not done yet.
Yeah,
Cut them off before they could.
I just feel
I'm not
bad.
thanking you because you made me sing and I do the sing thing.
That's not my friend anymore.
Big shout out to Joe Villanueva, the Tejano Bluesman. How you doing, Big Joe? Now, just start listening to me. I'm busy enjoying my snack. It's just-
It's okay, Sean. I know you'll forgive me and you'll love me again. It's okay.
yeah, no, it's cool. I mean, just
And thank you both for inviting us on here tonight with you guys. We've had so much fun. We haven't done interviews together as a band like this. You're going to be seeing us a lot more as a band do radio interviews. I know that I've been typically the one that goes to Texas and goes to all the radio stations on my own, but I think this is a better way for folks to see all our faces, to understand the new elements within the band. So look forward to future interviews with you both as well. Thank you so much today for
Of
inviting us.
course.
Absolutely.
yeah, definitely. No, the door, like I said earlier, the door is open. Y'all welcome to come back anytime.
Anytime.
We would love to have y'all back, as a matter of fact. Let me ask you this real quick. Where are y'all going to be playing next?
Our next big gig is going to. I'm glad you asked that. We're headed to Othello, Washington. We're doing a big festival out there, and I can't remember the
19th.
The 19th,
The
August
19th.
19th.
Yes. So we'll be out there with our fans, hopefully enjoying the weather that we're having. Hopefully it's not too hot because last year we went to Eastern Washington and we really were baking outside. But hopefully it will be a lot better this year,
Yeah.
and we're going to have a lot of fun.
They were baking at
Baking.
85
And mind you,
degrees.
it was 90 degrees and we were baking.
Yeah.
Like our regular down here is like 103.
Just so you know, I'm from West Texas. Actually, I'm based in San Angelo, Texas. San Angelo, Texas set a world record of 99 days straight of 100-degree weather. 99 days straight, a total of 105 days of 100-degree weather.
Oh,
Insane.
We have a lake here that caught fire. Our lake was on fire because all the water dried up and it was just bush, but it caught fire. So when you say it's so hot out here,
Yeah, Lawrence, but whenever it's cold up there.
oh, it is cold.
It's relative though, no? Come on, it's relative.
Now down here in the valley, because I'm in Harlingen, it's hot and hotter.
Yeah.
Those are our two weathers right there. Hot
Yeah,
and hotter.
no,
Unless
actually-
Lawrence comes during the wintertime and then he brings the cold weather with him.
That's, you know what? I went one time and it was like 40 degrees when I went.
It was like 20 degrees.
It was so cold. And I was like, what the hell happened to the weather down here?
It was pretty interesting.
But no, I envy this. Y'all guys have seasons. We don't. I mean,
Yeah.
well, that's not true. In my area, we do. We get snow. We do get cold. We get rain. It's just here in West Texas, we have the extremes. You know, it'll be 105 at 2:00 in the afternoon, and then it'll be 65 with torrential downpours. You know, at 9:00 at night. You know, so you never know because it's a lot. You know, for thunderstorms, it needs a lot of energy, and so we get a lot of heat. And so, but you know, it's the world we live in, right? As long as we got music, we can just jam out and enjoy. And Who's your influences, by the way? That's one of the questions I didn't ask. It's kind of a cheesy question, but who's your influence? To that
Oh,
made you say, "Hey, man, I want to play. I want to sound like that guy."
so as far as I'm concerned, all the icons I mentioned before from the Valley of
Yeah,
Texas, those are
you had
those
your.
are those were my inspirations. I'll let the other members talk for themselves there. Go ahead, Ryan.
Boy, I don't know. I don't even know how to answer that. My musical playlist is schizophrenic, man. It's
Yours is all rock and roll and stuff like you were saying earlier.
Sean is all rock and roll. I mean, I mean, I've got anything from classical to jazz to Tejano to Conjunto to just I even have meditative music on my playlist, and so it's schizophrenic, man. It's all over the place.
I love
That's a
it.
tough question, man. I just love music in general. So
Yeah, I'm there with you, brother. I'm very eclectic myself, so
uh,
that's what I do. I listen to a lot of different things, and and actually because of the fact that I stumbled into Tejano, I don't listen. Yeah, I didn't learn Spanish until after I got married, so I didn't when I saw them, when I saw here in Texas when they do cumbias, they dance in a circle,
yeah,
Yeah.
and I was like, hey, that's cool. At powwow, we dance in circles too.
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
so that was kind of our thing. But anyway, and so Sean, real quick, what was yours? I know you said rock and roll, but
A bunch of rock and roll, but if we're just talking about like in Tejano music, definitely La Mafia, David Lee Garza, Intocable, those kind of bands, even bands like Palominos. Just I kind of steal a little from everybody, but if I had to nail one, Mafia is my favorite Tejano band.
you, Sarah.
Oh, I thought you were going to skip me.
Ladies first. Usually it's ladies first. It's just that I want to give you the most time. That's all.
Oh my God. Thank you. You're so sweet. I think just the Palominos, just that's my childhood memory. We're going to Texas to see our family. I'm in the back seat and my dad's playing the Palominos. And that's like the first time I heard Tejano music. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. So, I mean, there's lots of artists. And like Mario says, I have like a whole array of different types of music that I listen to. But I think the Palominos, that's my childhood memory.
Yeah, Los Palominos. That's a good band too.
Yeah.
I watched them here at Fiestas in San Antonio. They're pretty good. I mean, they put on it. I mean, they're still rocking it. Still kicking, still doing some awesome stuff, and it's a great show. It really is. It's a great show, and I like them all. So it's pretty cool. Hilda, you got anything, your sweetheart?
Well, I mean, my influence right now is Sean.
Oh my God.
I just wish there was more music that I could hear his beautiful voice.
Desvelado.
Just saying.
Rub it in there. Rub it in there.
I retire right now.
No, brother, you got to sing the song. You're playing the drums. Just start it off real slow.
Right? I'm gonna start planting people in all the crowds there at all of your shows. They can just start chanting for you just out of the blue.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. You could start off with an English song if you want to. Hello. I can see it in your eyes. You just- don't deny it, brother. You never know. It could happen, man. It could happen. Right now, the lead singer of Journey, right now, as we speak, the lead singer of Journey, he's a Filipino that got picked up because he won a karaoke contest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that is not just music is music as long as you got the love and the passion and you work your instrument. That's all that matters. And
Yep.
you know what? Give it a try. Give it a go. You don't have to worry about it. I say do it. Do it. Peer pressure. Do it.
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure. Do it. Do it. And if you're gonna do it with a Hershey smile.
Of course.
No, you guys have been amazing. This has been so much fun.
It has been.
And I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm sorry that I've been such a weirdo with my Kit Kat. I know
You're
they're
just
not a
making me
sponsor.
hungry, dude.
I know, right? They're not been a sponsor, but I'm waiting to see if they really do. You know what's, and I'm going to sit there. This is a running joke that I had. Now, somebody had dared me that I wouldn't do it, and I was like, yes, because I did go on a rant about movies and product placement. Why is they're drinking this Budweiser? Because they paid for it to be in a movie. That's why they did it. But I keep doing this, and I keep grabbing it, and now it's all soft and mushy from my finger.
That is so gross.
It's like nobody's gonna eat that chocolate, and my granddaughter's gonna go like, "What the hell is that?" So, but anyway, yeah. So no, thanks a lot for joining us, guys. I really do appreciate you guys. Like I said, this is your house. You're welcome to come back anytime. Thank you so very much. I hope you guys had a good time.
Yeah.
Enjoyed yourselves with us. Big shout out to Chris Zavala, who just joined us. Hey, how's it going, Chris? And also Marcus Daniel, Joe Villanueva, Rick Valderrama, Roy, Norma, and then I'm sorry I can't see all of you guys that were chiming in from Twitch for some reason that wasn't coming in. From Mixcloud, obviously I can't see y'all's remarks, but I'll go ahead and give y'all a shout out to the next show. And those people that are listening on Qvo Radio. So thank you so very much for joining us tonight. That was Joe. Joe. It was Los Volcanes de Eddie Rodriguez. We're going to go ahead and leave y'all with Que Padre es la Vida. In the meantime, y'all guys, can y'all hang out for just a little bit? Let's take care of some business after the show. Is that cool?
Sure.
All right. Hilda, do you have anything, sweetheart?
No, just thank you to everybody who tuned in, commented, watched, listened, and of course, thank you guys for joining us. This was so much fun, and I hope to see you guys soon.
What do we got on TikTok Tuesday?
TikTok Tuesday. All I know is that it's happening.
Also, be sure to check out our friends over at the Tejano Talk tomorrow at 7:00. They'll be joining us there. And then also, we got some new DJs that are going to be joining us on Qvo Radio. They're going to be creating their own shows, so be watching out for that as well. Thank you so very much, Los Volcanes. Really enjoyed the show. Thank you so very much for joining us. Yeah, that was awesome. I really do appreciate you. We're going to leave you with Que Padre es la Vida here on Qvo Radio. I am NDO. That is Hilda Los Volcanes. And before I go, let me let you know that if you're feeling down, you're having a bad day, just remember, every day planes take off against the wind. You matter. So we love you. We'll see you later. Bye.